You're on. Say it, Bubba.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Real Hazardous.
Glad to have you guys back.
So I was gonna go, we're on the air live, just like on a Rookie of the Year, the announcer guy.
Yeah.
Well, welcome guys. It's been a little while, about a month.
It has been.
Long, cold winter. Got the craziness going on now, but we're back at you live, and we got some cool stuff to talk with you guys about.
Yeah, we thought we'd never get out this year. I mean, for the first, since December.
Yeah.
Trying to get a good day on the weekend was like, it wasn't happening.
Literally, I mean, like, checking the wind finder, like, every weekend is jumping up to 25, 30, sometimes higher gusts. And during the weekday, even then, the days weren't great, but there were a couple days you could get off, it'd be a little rough. But,
That was doable, but who wants to get out and get your brains beat out?
Right.
In the cold.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done that before and kind of wise up over time.
And we paid the price there a couple of times. Beat our brains out.
Right.
45 miles and turn around and come back. Didn't even fish.
Yeah, there was a zombie on the boat. He'd have thought there was a buffet because our brains were just totally beat out of us all on the floor.
It's like I went 13 rounds with Muhammad Ali. We were beat up so bad.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, we went Saturday and super great day, slick, calm, smooth, ride out. Everything was good, but the fishing was slow.
Yep. Really good. Let's see, we got a comment. Jose, nice to hear from you, Jose. It's been a little while.
Jose, you're our number one customer.
Down south, big weather, the big fish. Cool. Let's see, we got also trying real hard. Nice to see you. Nasty inshore as well. Yeah, Nassau Sound. Gotcha.
The thing about inshore, though, even if it's nasty, usually you can find a place, kind of a little cove or around hidden or something. It's almost doable, but when you get offshore, you can't do it. You just get killed.
We went off, back in February, we had an inshore trip, and it was like windy and cold, and we were inshore, and it wasn't big waves, but it was got a little miserable.
It was cold, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Didn't want to take your jacket off that day. Caught a few fish, though.
Yeah.
Trouts.
But anyways, so we what you thinking?
I was going to say, we went on out there. Started out high-speed trolling. It took a while to get the first hit, didn't it?
Yeah, so Saturday was kind of slow. I don't think we had a great moon phase, and the bite wasn't real strong. We went most of the, I started trolling, and I was hitting bottom spots, but I'm not seeing much bait on my bottom spots, which is kind of like a big, uh-oh, So I didn't hang around those spots. I kept moving.
Yeah, especially our good spots where we usually see a lot of bait. We weren't seeing anything. But, and there was a lot of people trolling. We've seen tons of boats. Never seen another fish caught on another boat, or I didn't.
We were trolling, and finally we get to another area. It had bait there, so I'm like, I want to work this area a little bit harder. And getting toward, after a little while of working it, finally we had something just rip our rattle jet.
The one that was like 6 miles behind the boat.
Our tuna one. And it mono-rigged and everything. We had a fish on it. It was just blasting. It sounded just like a Wahoo. But it was so far back, and there were a couple other boats. I think one boat cut us off, unfortunately.
Right, yeah. But it wasn't long after that was when the other one hit, too.
Right. But, it's still worth it because just that bite told me the fish were there, and they were starting to feed.
Exactly.
So I didn't go nowhere, and I stayed there. And then we got a hit on our Mag Bay Sincero lure. It's a kind of funny-looking kind of cowbell type lure.
That lure's been good to us, too.
Yeah.
We caught several fish off of that one.
Yeah.
And that came to us from...
Mag Bay.
Mag Bay. Yep. Cowbell. We need a little more cowbell.
Well, no, not cowbell. It's Mag Bay.
It was a cowbell lure, though, right?
No. Most people think of that when they think of cowbell in our area, because cowbell is another manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
And they're very similar style, but this
Looks
was
like
a
a
Mag
cowbell.
Bay brand. So
Gotcha.
kind of confusing. I know. I used to think it was the style like a cupped head, but a little different.
Okay. So we get that fish on, get them in, what, 40-ish? 40s probably?
Yeah, maybe around 40.
And go back, we troll for a little bit longer, no more hits. then we decided to drop down on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and that current was kicking it.
Yeah. Man, it's kind of funny nowadays. We're seeing more and more boats with them Rodan kind of trolling motors that you can do the GPS anchor. Big boats, 38 footers, 36s. Boats like ours, 30 footers. We didn't have that, and we had a hard time with our anchor sticking. And,
Right.
you know,
I think the current was so bad it maybe even affected the fish though, because it was even hard to
yeah.
hold down on the bottom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some comments.
Yeah,
Let's catch
so
up.
let's see, Trying Real Hard says, what you with these folks crashing boats first at Fernandina and then Mayport. So what do we think? I don't know if you've seen it. You see that picture on Facebook?
I did. What I found out was that boats do not run good on rocks. I don't care what they tell you. If they tell you they do, they don't.
That's why you have a trailer.
That's right. Yeah, keep it on the water, not on the rocks. Maybe drink on the rocks, but don't drive your boat on the
Yeah.
rocks.
Was that I seen one on the rocks. I didn't realize that was Mayport, or unless it was a different spot. It was a contender.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then the one that hit the Fernandina was that big yacht.
It sunk, did it? I think that might be a good fishing spot later on.
Yeah, I don't remember if it sunk or not.
I think it did. So a friend of mine called me and said that Mike could get a good deal on some props off of that bad boy going to dive.
Yeah. Let's see. Jose said his buddy has a lake and bay with a 400 Verado. Caught his first legal snook, but released it. Gotcha. Yeah, this snook, man, it's a tight slot in them bad boys.
Was it like 29 to 31 or 2 or something?
Yeah,
It's like a
it was
3
like
inch.
2 or 3, depending on where you're at.
Exactly.
And then there's a season too, right?
Right.
So you got to catch the slot and the season.
So you probably ain't going to catch one. So just,
Yeah.
just go out there for fun fish. Don't ever think about you're going to keep one, you know.
Right.
So what else did Mr.
Let's see. He said Jose had some huge fish, shark in the river, and Trying Real Hard was just saying what's up with them boats hitting the rocks. I'd heard the one boat that hit the rock was from what the story I heard was he had his autopilot engaged, and the captain went down and had his first mate watching up in the bridge.
Uh-huh.
And he went asleep, and then I guess the first mate or whoever fell asleep, and the boat did right what it was supposed to do. It just cruised right on into the rocks. Probably had his cursor,
Right, I think I would have set mine a little different there
Yeah.
personally. But
They don't-
speaking of autopilot, we got our autopilot put on our boat, but we ain't got it tuned in yet, do we?
That's right. Yeah.
We're on the way out, and we were zigzagging like that. I was about to get seasick.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't know if that's a mode that's stuck in or we got to calibrate it. For trolling, it was actually kind of good because our boat's kind of doing this the whole time. Like, well, I should give our lure some good action.
Exactly.
But, I don't know if it really helped.
Yeah. Of course, it was kind of a slow bite anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What else we got going on in the area for this time?
we got turkey season coming up Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out working in the garden last year, and I brought my turkey collar, but I didn't bring my shotgun with me. Hit the old turkey collar, and man, one come down the edge of the wood line there, and if I'd have had my shotgun, I'd have had a turkey.
Yeah. So we got hunting season, turkey, hogs. Weather's getting warm. I think 90 this Saturday, first 90-degree day of the year. Sheep's head are probably still hanging around.
Yeah, they were catching a few sheephead. I talked to a friend of mine. They were getting them. Trout and redfish are still doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And drum are starting to come up. We should start seeing the big drum out there around the Chum Hole and around Bird Island and some of those places.
Yeah. So Trying Real Hard said he's sheeping tomorrow. Well, good luck. Let us know how you do.
Hope you can set that hook, because boy, that is you got to feel them fish.
Yeah.
Set it before they bite.
Big Bruce said a snook size limit is 20 to 32, and you need a snook tag.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Man, we need tags and stickers and all kind of stuff for all different kind of fish. You think that helps the fisheries? I don't think so. It's a tax. That's all it is.
It's crazy. I talked to some of the older guys, and they're like, they remember when a license first came out, someone came up to them and was like, hey, you need a license to fish. Can you imagine how crazy that is? I mean, kind of born into it. We're kind of used to it, but it's still kind of funny when you think about it. I got to buy a license to catch a fish.
Right.
That's wild,
Yeah,
it's like I'm stealing someone's fish.
Exactly. Back in the day, you didn't have to have a saltwater license. Now you got to have a saltwater license and stamps and stickers and all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a genius to figure out which one comes out, depending on if it's a full moon and a leap year, what you can keep and all that. You know?
Yeah. Let's see, Jose said, careful with hunting, will do. And the sheep's head are huge in the reds. So.
Hey, Jose, do y'all get in any sheephead way down south like that? Because I've never seen them down there when we were diving or anything. I was wondering if it was
Yeah, I don't think I've noticed them in the Keys.
Yeah, I think the water might be too warm way down that far, but
Mm-hmm.
because they're cool water fish up here, they bite best during the wintertime.
Another thing we did, which is pretty cool, we recently went fly fishing for rainbow trout.
That's going to be a good video, guys,
Mm-hmm.
because neither one of us had ever fly fished before.
Mike took us out there and was showing us how, and by the end of the trip, we were good enough to catch fish.
We were functionally illiterate. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot to learn, a lot to practice, but it was fun.
It was. Cool. It was. My right shoulder, boy, I don't know how many casts I made, but it was a bunch of them.
Right.
But it was fun to do. Once you hook one up, and then it was on.
Mm-hmm. Been doing some fishing in the pond. Freshwater's doing well. You know, the big bass were really going well this kind of February, March, I think.
Yeah, speckled perch was really good in the pond. Mm-hmm. We go down there and catch us a dozen in the afternoon. You catch and release. But we stocked that pond, maybe 15 years ago with speckled perch. Mm-hmm. And they've really done good in there.
Yeah. I know another guy who creates videos up here on YouTube, pretty good guy, CC Corey. He's been catching some really big bass on some shiners. So they're definitely out there.
We'll do that in the pond. We'll try to do a video up and get some shiners. And even a little brim or a good bait. Probably a little speckled perch are a good bait too. In the old days you couldn't use them, but I think now if you catch them on hook and line, you can use them as bait.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Got a bunch of comments. Let's see what we got. Yeah, now you need a shore license for saltwater. And fly fishing's on your bucket list. It was on my too. That and rainbow trout. That was pretty cool because both of them I wanted to catch.
Yeah, we want to do. I'm gonna catch a red on fly fish too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trying real hard. Said long net we have there. From the pond video.
Oh, that wasn't that net went on forever. That must be like a 25-foot handle or something on that thing. It's like three sections that are like, what, 7 or 8 feet long?
Yeah, where'd you get that? Because I tried to look it up later.
I found that at a tent sale at Strike Zone.
Wow.
I was like, this thing would be pretty cool.
It's pretty dangerous, though.
It is.
Because you turn and...
That's right. It takes up 2 yards just to use it, you know?
Right. That's the thing. We have a gaff. It's a 12-foot gaff, which is like the max size for most of the kingfish tournaments that I know of. And the thing with that is like, it's so long. I'll be gaffing the fish and I'll start pulling it up and I'll hit the T-top. Like I can't get.
Yeah, on another boat, it's like 30 feet away. Yeah. Excuse me, sir, back there. That's how long that gaff is.
I'm kind of like
forever.
That 12-footer, man. You can't get to me. I'd just get them with an 8. Just tell the angler, work them in.
Exactly.
But I guess once you get good, get used to the long one, it's probably fine.
Maybe we should use a spear gun instead of a gaff. Yeah. Just shoot them bad boys when they come up there.
That's what the tuna guys do, right? A harpoon, it's got a rope on it, and they just sling it, and it sticks in there.
We got a harpoon, some Spanish mackerel.
Yeah.
Like that little dinky harpoon, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say we got a lot of comments. What we got?
Bruce is waiting on the big kings to show up.
Yeah, we all are. And the water temperature, I was going to say, I think it's at 70 when I checked it last night, which is unbelievable for this early.
Where at?
Off Mayport. 69, 70.
We cruised that. It was like 60.
I know it changed. It was like in the 60, 2 or 1 or 2, but it jumped up. And
sometimes I'm not so sure because there's like beach reports and there's sea surface, but like if a sea surface temperature scans it, the first couple feet could be like 6-7 degrees warmer. For if it scans it at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, depending on the time that's warming.
The rest of the water, once you get past those 2 or 3 feet, is substantially colder. So
yeah, I imagine the temperature that affects it when you're driving out will be the upper level water temperature. But it was cold coming back though last Saturday. I know that. I put my sweatshirt on about 30 miles out, 35 miles out.
See, Jose said mahi are showing up very well.
Yes, about that time for the Mahi run. Jose, does it start down there in March or April, or what's the best month for you guys down there?
I've always heard May. Seems
Yeah,
like.
I know May was up here, and we catch
In
them.
the Keys.
Yeah, and we catch them June, July down in the Keys too.
Well, I think mahi. You always find mahi in the stream.
We found them on our trip Saturday.
Yeah, I mean we've
School
caught
little
them
ones.
January. Come
Which-
high speed trolling.
Exactly. But what did we? What also did we find Saturday?
We found something pretty neat. We got a video coming out pretty soon. We'll show you. I'm pretty excited. Be a surprise, probably next Friday.
Yeah. You'll want to see this one because it's pretty neat.
Never seen anything like that offshore personally.
Yeah, we were riding out. We looked at it and like, what in the world? But stay tuned and see. It's going to be really neat.
Yeah.
Like, so what we got with there?
They said Julington Creek was 78, so
Wow, that
maybe
is
they
warm.
were swimming. So could have really warmed up. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
hot lately.
Or we could have had a bubble come off the Gulf Stream and it'll float in and warm up. But we start getting in around 70, 72 degree weather. Them kings are going to show up, and also the cobia. That's the.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything. What about one of our friends down around West Palm Beach or Sebastian Inlet or anything? Any of you guys?
Give us a heads up. Are the cobia coming yet?
Right, because it should be about that time. Okay. They might pop up.
Jose was saying April starts for the bigger dolphin.
Okay.
But June and July the small ones come,
Okay.
which makes sense.
Yeah. We want to catch some big old bruisers, bulls.
Yeah. We'll have to try it up here again. It's kind of funny. We're so used to catching them down in the Keys, and it's different catching them up here. You don't really find the birds and stuff because, I haven't seen many birds at all. Definitely not like frigates like you'd want to find down in South Florida.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to go 65, 70 miles if you want to get past the ledge into deep water, and I don't know. It seems like them birds don't want to fly that far out there.
Well, now, our buddy on the Freeman, Mark, said last year that if you got out about, 120, 130 miles, which is a long ride out there, but he said that you start seeing the birds, and every time you see birds, you find mahi. So you just got to go way, way out there. It's a long ways out to catch 10 fish each,
Well, 10 nice fish.
Yeah, if they're big, they'd probably be worth it.
Trying Real Hard said he has a 16-foot with a 40 horsepower skiff. Does he have a chance to catch Spanish mackerel? The jetties are tough for me wake wise.
Well, let me tell you something. When I used to go out there back before I had a nice boat, I had a 14-foot flat bottom boat with a 15-horse Mariner on it. And I went out there and I caught kingfish in a chum hole out of that boat. And I mean, I had we didn't have fish bags back in those days. I had a weird metal cooler, which took up about the whole boat. But I caught a lot of kingfish out of that one.
But tell him about that one day you told me.
Yeah, so I'm going out one day, and there's big rollers coming out of the northeast. And it's not really rough, but just giant swells. And that 15 horse, I started going out to the tip of the jetties and headed into the chum hole. And I caught one of those swells, and when I come back down, it was back in the river again. I was like, yeah, it's probably not a good day to go out.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, jetties are obviously good. And with the right day, we've been out there at the jetties when it's flat, like a west wind.
Right, the west wind will lay it down. And then, but what you got to watch for is when that tide's going out or coming in, if you got a west wind and an incoming tide, it'll make a roll right there at the jetties. And then the opposite, if you got an outgoing tide outgoing tide in the northeast or east wind, it creates a big roll, kind of nasty at the inlet.
But, go ahead.
Another good place, if you don't want to go out that far, is the little jetties. They catch a lot of Spanish in there. And even up around Dames Point. Some of my buddies have caught them up there.
Yeah, I mean, they get them in inshore, and you can stop, just before the jetties, between, like, starting right at the base, I guess, of the jetties, and like that Navy, kind of where that Navy inlet is, and going back a little further by the pilot boats and stuff.
Yeah, watch that water to be alive, and you'll see the birds. If the Spanish are there, there's going to be birds in there, too.
Yeah. He says the sea level has swamped them going out.
Oh,
it can be tough. Especially them pilot boats, man.
They throw a big swell.
Yeah.
You got to be really careful with them small boats. Even when
ours, yeah.
we took that 18-foot Mako Flats boat out there, and it was you know, if it was rolling, it would be kind of nasty without. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But
Are y'all going this weekend?
we're gonna do something. We're still kicking around what we're gonna do. We may end up going out and trying for the whiting along the beach.
Yeah.
It's a fun, if you can get in them whiting, get up and, we take our boat in about 10, 12 foot of water, and if you got a west wind, it'll just like drift you out. And man, you can really catch them big whiting and get a bunch of them when you're out there.
Yeah. If you can go a little ways offshore, you know, you can get big sea bass too. Probably have to do a lot of throwback snapper, but I think the sea bass are running pretty good.
Right, yeah. This is about the end of the real big ones. But yeah, if you can get out there, and it's been being farther out. Used to I catch from 12 to 14 miles out, but lately I think you've been having to go, 19 to 25, sometimes even out to BR to
For
get
the
the real
sea
big
bass?
ones. Yeah, the big ones.
Yeah,
What I call the greenheads.
it seems like you have to do that in the summer. I don't know, this time of year, I mean, we haven't gone out specifically for sea bass early in the year in a while. Seems
Right.
like when we're diving, especially in the middle of summer, it gets hot. The wrecks and reefs kind of get dead on the bottom fish. I mean, I guess it's too warm for them or something, but
Must be, yes. They're hard to find, but yeah, I would, if you go offshore though, be ready for them cobia too, because they'll show up at the reefs and especially where you got like wrecks, the tugs, the tugboats, ferry boats, anything that's got that kind of artificial structure
yeah.
seems to hold the cobia better.
Mhm.
Or under bait pods. You see good bait pod out there.
Yeah. So, let's see. In other news, we got some new shirts coming, our performance shirts. I don't know if y'all seen them wearing them in some of the videos. We just got another order in. We were out of stock on a lot of those, especially the bigger sizes. So if anyone wants one, it's a SPF shirt. We also have the t-shirts, and we're going to have some lobster shirts, lobster on the back pretty soon. So we have that on our Teespring account. So I'll put our website link and our Teespring account in the description right after this. So if anyone wants a Real Hazardous shirt, you can find them there. Pretty cool.
We're going to try to do Mahi and Wahoo here soon too.
Probably eventually. So have some more stuff on there.
There you go.
Um,
Also, the lake fishing has been pretty good. Our Tim has been going out and catching some big bass in his tournaments, doing real well in the tournaments. They're still spawn about towards the end of the spawn, I would think, right now. But up closer to Green Cove, they should be spawning real good.
right. Otherwise, any other updates you got?
No, the brim should be kicking off here pretty soon. Like I said, a good speckled perch year. Loch Lusa, Orange Lake, Lake Santa Fe, shoot, and some of the little creeks, Black Creek, they catch the speckled perch pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. Actually, questions real quick. Are we going to be at Vero Beach? I don't have any plans to go to Vero Beach. Is there a tournament going on down there?
Yeah. What's happening down there? It might be something good to know. They giving away free contenders or something, or what? We'd show up for that one, wouldn't we?
Yeah, and trying real hard said, do we have any hooded shirts, like hoodies? We've got hoodie sweatshirts, if that's what you're looking for. So we do have we have tank tops. If you're like my dad and like to rock the tank top.
I love those tank
t-shirts.
tops. I don't like the restriction of them. You know, I just like the tank top.
Right.
Running cool running.
Yeah.
Cool running. They made a movie after that, didn't they?
Yeah. So
It wasn't about t-shirts either.
Teespring, we actually have a lot of stuff. We have the t-shirts. We have like women's t-shirts, men's t-shirts. We have the tank tops, the hoodies. I think I have like a phone case and something else. If there's anything else y'all want, socks.
Yeah, we're gonna try to design a
Bandanas.
lure too. We've been kicking that around. We just ain't come up with one that ain't already been came up with yet. You know.
Right.
So we're gonna try something a little different.
One more thing. We actually started another channel too, if any of you guys are interested in it. It's called Real Hazardous Gardening. For those of you who don't know, we've been, I say we, mainly he started it, but we've been working in it.
Yeah, they always pick for me.
Yeah, for since I've been alive, so 30 plus years. So we're sharing some of our gardening how-tos, how we plant, how we grow stuff. We got our summer garden started, potatoes,
Strawberries.
stuff like that, strawberries. So we got all that. We're going to show you how we plant and stuff like that. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, then you can subscribe to our Real Hazardous Gardening channel. It has the logo, so you can tell, but it's green.
Right.
So
And then,
that's us.
if you're worried about coronavirus, you can get out there in the garden and work, and it won't bother you.
Mhm.
They say isolate, you can isolate. That was just like being on the offshore boat.
Trevor Hart said, no sweaters, just hooded performance. No, we don't have any of those just yet.
Real hazardous boxers.
Boxers.
Hey,
you gotta. Why not?
I
Right?
guess you wouldn't be. I guess you wouldn't be advertising a lot with that one. But I don't know though. Now they just say wear the britches down to their, butt crack. So you probably
That's true.
probably use that.
Let's see. Oh, L. Adams is from Venice, Florida.
Wow. Now we understand that the fishing is fantastic over there. We're out of Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
but I've heard Venice has really got some good fishing over there.
I'm not. I'm thinking of Venice, Louisiana. Is there a Venice, Louisiana? Or am I thinking?
There's a Venice, Florida, I know. Yeah, but there is a
What's
Venice,
the-
Louisiana.
Okay, gotcha. You guys catch like yellowfin tuna, in Venice, Florida. I know like Steinhatchee, Gulf Coast. You gotta go a long ways to get to the sport fishing, but I'm not real familiar with Venice, so.
Yeah, we've been Wahoo fishing one time. He said you had any luck on Wahoo, and we caught that one.
Mhm.
And that day, and I was pretty surprised. If anybody else was out last Saturday, let us know. But I talked to probably 8 or 10 people. Nobody had a Wahoo.
Mhm.
And I think Casey said he got one. His first one was at 3 o'clock.
Right.
So maybe the bite was late, but early. We caught ours about, 10:30, 11
Mm-hmm.
that morning.
Yeah. Right about 10:30, I think.
Okay.
So, well, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys learned some stuff. Are ready for the weekend of fishing. Can't do much else, but hey, the waters aren't shut down, so be sure to do that. If you're bored, want to binge watch some Real Hazardous, or if you want to share our videos, we'd appreciate it. Post it on your Facebook page or something fun like that.
Also, you tell them about the shirts. We want to do some picture shirts. If you get one of our shirts and you catch a fish, we'd like to get your picture on it. We're going to put it on we'll have a photo board on the Real Hazardous.
Yep.
So we can
Share it on Instagram.
Yeah, show it on there. We'll show your fish off. You probably catch more fish than we do. Venice Louise is on the bucket list.
Oh, red fish for days.
Yeah, I heard that the man that out of Venice they catch deep water jigging for the tile fish. They get the wahoo, they get the yellowfin, and the grouper.
Mhm.
It's just an amazing fishery over there.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And we got a video coming out tomorrow. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.